Hello everyone, we're back here with Nick. So Nick, I want to talk to you today about the shelf life of electricians. I mean, as you probably know, it can be quite a physical job compared to, say, like an office job, for example.
Yeah.
Realistically, how do you think electricians can last in the industry?
Well, I think the worst thing goes your knees to start with. I've worked with a few Sparks before, and they've already had knees.
Buy knee pads.
Yeah, I mean, I've always grown up with knee pads, so it was fine. But I mean, a lot of the old ones, they still wear jeans to work with no knee pads. You kneel on joists, and it's just. I've got bad knees from playing rugby anyway, from popping my kneecaps out. But then it's your back and the stress as well. I don't know. I think late 40s. I think that's when you've got to go. Enough's enough. Your body starts hurting too much. But you look after yourself and you wear the right stuff. You'll be all right. But my sort of aim for it is, by that age, I would be sort of fingers crossed off the tools as much as possible and just helping the lads that work for me. Hopefully, they'll be doing the graft and I can just sort of sight form and walk around, make sure they're doing the right job or doing it, safely.
I mean, you're probably quite lucky. Well, not lucky because it's something you've worked for, but you're in a position where you've got lads working for you that you could sort of aim to do that in the future.
Yeah.
But I mean, what could you do? Say if you're just a one-man band and that's all you're stuck to for your entire career, and you're coming up to your 40s, your 50s, your
body starts
kicking in, giving in, and what could you do for that? I mean, what could you do to prepare yourself in terms of, the work you're doing, savings? Is it a transferable skill that you could go into something else?
I think so, yeah. Depending if you want to, if it was for me, for domestic, you've got the qualifications and knowledge, you could then sort of go into a different thing, as in not just house bashing and rewiring and going in lofts. You could do jobs for the council, so you could be like, in my area, staff and rural, so you can do the testings, you can just do little call outs, you can do less labour intensive stuff, more technical, so you can do a lot of EICRs for the companies, and where you're literally just walking around the house, taking the fuse board, sticking your tester everywhere, and then instead of lugging out half a ton of kit every job you go to, your ladders, everything else that goes on top of it, you bring it out of the van. Other than that, I've not put a massive thought into later life. I'm still quite young and new to the industry compared to other guys, so it's where do you look forward? In my eyes, if you get into that sort of age and you can transfer your job to be, I don't know, a caretaker, a maintenance man for a store company. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of things out there where
you can go into.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the road really.
No,
You're not going to sort of think, right, how am I
That's
going to
it.
pay my mortgage
Yeah,
now? My
sell me
knees
a van. I'll just sit here, not sulking. I think most electricians, I would say, anyone that's competent enough, you're quite intelligent people to do what we do anyway, so we should be able to pick something else up quite simply, or transfer the job, our technical knowledge, to something else within the industry possibly. I don't know, I'm not got there yet, so.
Yeah. One thing I've always been curious about, from the outside looking in and speaking to various electricians, is 9 out of 10 of them are working for themselves. They're not really working for a company or a firm, unless they're junior level or whatever reason they are working for someone else. So you're going to have to be looking at your own pension.
Yeah.
And how do you go about that?
Probably the worst bit. I don't even pay into a pension.
Oh, really?
No, I've been on about it for years from where I are. And every time I think, right, I'll get it set up and do this, I'll speak to a financial advisor, point me in the right direction. Someone crops up, I end up paying for something, the kids paying for something, and this and that, and I never ever get around to it. And then from this conversation today, I'm going to go home and I'm going to do it because it's a must, and I know it is. We had the whole thing with, my dad worked for a company for years and years and years, eventually went self-employed. So when he would have retired, he would have only had 12 years of his personal pension, it was nothing really compared to what it should be. If I start doing it, or should have done start 5 years ago, to when I retire, I should have a good healthy pot there. Obviously you can put in as much as you want, or as little as you want, to my knowledge. So obviously the more you put in, the more you get out in the end. But then at the same time, I personally feel you need, right now with young kids and everything that I have to pay for, I need as much money as I can right now to get through this whole stage so the kids have sort of become sort of self-sufficient to a degree, where the cost of, I would like to say the cost of them will go down, but apparently speaking to my friends, it just goes up.
I don't know who you've been speaking to, but it won't go down.
So yeah, I think it is a massive must, you know, to future-proof yourself. Like I say, you never know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So it's better to do it, and if it's not just for you, it's for your family as well, because obviously they'll benefit from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to do it.
Yeah, so that's the first thing you're going to do when you get home.
It is.
Okay, so apart from, so we've got knee pads.
Knee pads.
Get yourself a pension.
Pensions.
What else would you say to viewers out there?
Goggles and ear defenders, 100%. I try and do it as much as I can in my videos. It doesn't happen in the real world all the time. It doesn't. Ear defenders, I've got really hard hearing in my left ear, sort of born with it. So I know what it's like when you're trying to speak to someone and you've been using a drill for the past 5 hours, like core drilling, and you just ringing in your ears, you sat in bed and all you can hear is this drill. It's a must, because if it's not going to do it now, it will do later in life. It will damage you so much, where I work with a few men now and they have hearing aids in because of when they trashed their ears when they were my age or younger, and they're just, you know, they were labourers knocking down walls, drilling constantly, jackhammer, landscapers, they're all the same, and the amount of noise in the background, it really does damage your ears. So ear defenders, 100%, and I'm actually looking at getting the new ones, the active hearing ones. So
Like noise cancelling, yeah.
It cancels out all the loud noise, but if you and me were talking, I could hear you no problem. So I mean, future technology is coming in, so it's not a pain for us to wear it, it's not an effort. We can just put them on at the beginning of the job, everyone's happy. And obviously you can get ones that can actually play music in your ear or the radio, which is cool for a one-man band if you wanted to keep them on all day. And then eye protection, I've had it so many times with the things in my eyes. I'm terrible for wearing goggles because I end up just fogging them up constantly.
Yeah. Heavy breathing, I
just get very hot all the time, and you just, especially in the loft, but eye protection is a must. I mean, I've had it that many times where my mum was an optometrist before she retired. I said, how's that many times? Like, can you get this out my eye? And you know, metal filings, I've had it with brick dust, lumps of brick in my eyes from chasing. And that is the biggest thing with electricians, I would say, domestic wise, is chasing stuff out, breathing it, and then obviously lungs on top. Breathing it in as well. Can't tell how many times you've gone home and you've blown your nose and there's half a house or half a brick in your nose.
So and you're lying in bed and you feel your lungs
exactly, and that's in your nose. What have you breathed in all day? And that's, I've massively pushed forward that in my videos now, with wearing a mask at any time, drilling, in a loft especially. I got a lot of stick for that once. I went up there just to talk about a job, and people were saying, you know, the stuff you breathe in, it's going to be sat there for 20 years. And until you start looking at it, you go, yeah, it will, like the fiberglass you breathe in, or the mortar, and like even somehow it's still got asbestos in. You might even not know it's asbestos, you're still breathing it in. So yeah, protect yourself, knees, goggles, mask, everything, as much as you can get hold of, really. Even I wear safety boots all the time. A lot of domestic electricians wear trainers. I prefer them for comfort, but I dropped the drill box on my foot years ago.
That was fun.
Well, I always snapped my foot in half twice. One from jumping out for pier, thinking it was really deep water. It wasn't. I snapped my foot in half, and then the other time, it was when I was helping my dad when I was about 7. I dropped a slab on my foot, on the same foot, but later on. And so when it's cold, and I dropped the drill straight on that foot again when I was wearing trainers, things wearing Converse at the time to a job, and it just knackered me up. Absolutely. So I still just wear them religiously now. Every time I go in the van, still toe cap boots. So.
That's it. When you're working for yourself, you need to look after yourself.
And on top of that, treading on floorboards with nails sticking up. Done that a few times. That hurts.
Yeah.
So, you know, safety boots. They got hard. They got metal protected at the bottom. Nails can't go through. So
yeah.
Wear safety boots.
I think we're going to do. We've got a video coming out shortly where we're going to be talking about safety on site. So look out for that one. But for anyone out there, you know, who's thinking about getting into the industry, or who's young in the industry, early days, then, you know, take what Nick says on board. You know, start planning for your future, whether it's financially or physically. You know, just look after yourself. And I hope this has been useful for you guys out there. Thank you, Nick, for coming on, and thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.